Hi, everybody. Hope you guys are doing well. I am Mambo. I am the founder of the Charm School Mentorship Program. I am the cover mother of Vision of Dawn Tour, and I'm your weekly reader. Hi, everybody. I hope you guys are doing well. I am here, as I always am on Sunday evenings, to do the weekly energy reading. This is just my gift to the collective. This is me letting people know what I'm up to. And yeah, taking you guys' questions, letting you know what we should be aware of as we go into this next week. Um, as you're trickling in, go ahead and hit those scales. Hey, Monique, good to see you. Hey, Alizone. If you can share this link in any groups that you are a part of so that we can get as many people into the room as possible, the more the merrier. I know some of you guys may be joining us for the first week, or for the first time rather. So I just want to go over some quick ground rules. If you have come here because you know I'm going to answer questions from the audience, I definitely will. It's something that I do every week. But my only request of you is that you be patient with me. Let me get through the weekly reading first, and then I'll go ahead and start taking questions from folks as we go along, okay? Um, I don't want to hold us up too long this week. I just wanted to make sure that I didn't fall off track. I wanted to make sure that I was here the way that I always promised to be. So I'm just going to go ahead and jump straight into it so that we don't waste a whole lot of time, okay? Um, Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that work with me, my elevated ancestors. What wisdom do we as a collective need to know about the week ahead of us? What lessons, blessings, and insights lie ahead of us over these next 7 days? Who do we need to be and what do we need to see about the energy ahead of us over these next 7 days that will allow us to make the best decisions? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Hi, Lavana. Hi, Sinidra. I'm playing from the ashes. Mm. Watch how you speak to yourself this week. Watch how you speak to yourself this week. You're going into a period of change. The change may feel chaotic, but it is destined to change. And it's really important that you stand in the possibility of that change, that you remain hopeful, because that hopefulness will keep you focused in order to be able to stay on your bigger purpose, stay on your bigger trajectory. Whatever fear based thinking you're grappling with, it doesn't necessarily belong to you. But if you're not careful, you can manifest it into your reality. It's also really important to understand that now's the time to protect yourself through the information you take in, the opinions of others you engage in, et cetera, et cetera. The only people you should be allowing to know what your plans are, um, if you can get away with not telling nobody, then do that. But the only people you should be telling your plans, what your plans are people that you are 100% sure have the same investments that you do, have the same sense of purpose that you do, want to see things unfold the way that you do. If you have any hesitation about whether or not somebody wants to see you win, now is not a time to overshare and try to figure out where they stand. It's a time to squat up, right? The risks that you are taking are ones that are going to put you in a position where you see a lot of progress towards your future. But if you allow fear to make you not stand up for yourself, not stand your ground, overshare and over explain your actions in the hopes of achieving validation, then all that is going to do is you'll sabotage your own plans, right? Very first card we have, Wheel of Fortune. So we are about to see a sharp turn. We're about to see things really fall in our favor. Hey, Tori. Hey, JL. Hey, Bertal. We're about to see things go in our favor. Um, and here's the thing: when destiny moves in the direction it needs to go for us, sometimes that can feel like pain. Not all the times, but there are times where Wheel of Fortune energy feels like the Tower, right? A shift, change can feel really painful, especially if you're an earth sign. But you have to trust that these swift changes, these shifts in fate are happening in order to put you in a better position and give you the opportunity to see how far you've come with the knowledge that you've accumulated, right? Now, change is scary. Now is the time to be very careful. Don't be projecting your fears into shit. Don't be overthinking. Don't stagnate due to overthinking and put yourself in a position where you create a prison for yourself. Overthinking will stagnate you. Hyper focusing on your fears will manifest them. If you are already manifesting, because we're all manifesting all the time, we don't talk about it that way, but we are. What we think, we turn into reality, right? Be very careful if your fears come up. That's a time to meditate. That's a time to burn them and release them to the spirits. But overthinking can put you in a position where you compromise your own safety, because instead of standing your ground, instead of protecting yourself, instead of taking inventory while you heal and recuperate so that you know how to move forward, Nine of Wands, right? You can position yourself to not be a perpetual victim, but somebody who, or a wounded warrior, somebody who gains insight over strategy and how to move forward, right? In order to position yourself to do that, you can't let your fear make you overtalk. You cannot allow your fear to be the thing that you use to protect yourself. Explaining to your enemies why you're afraid is only going to do damage against you. So this is a week where, even though you feel things changing and there's uncertainty in that change, you have to exercise a lot of trust so that you don't stagnate and you can take the risks you need to take. The bigger the risks you take, the more you put yourself out there, the more you trust your journey, the bigger the rewards will come. So lean into your full energy as opposed to your Eight of Swords energy so that you can stay in motion, so that you can do the things you need to do, so that you can see actual progress, right? Don't be out here talking strategy with people that are not a part of your shared communal collective. If you have enough evidence to know that somebody, for whatever the reason is, it doesn't matter. I always say that intention and impact are two very separate things, right? Once it's clear to you that somebody is not a part of your Three of Pentacles, that they are not invested in the same things, over talking is just you using your fear to seek validation from them. So be careful about that. Only have conversation with the people that you know want to see you win, that have shared investment, want the same kind of community, because those are going to be the people that A, you can work with, B, will do work for you, whether it's kind words in rooms you're not a part of, or whether it's putting you up on game about things. Again, strategy. These people are strategizing together, right? And they're not going to distract you. So you need to be focused on these people. But here's the thing: everything that is taking place in your life this week is to set you up for the future that you want. It's to bring you closer to the kind of legacy you want to have for yourself. So even if it's painful, even if it's scary, even if it means you have to hunker down, because here's the thing: people look at King of Pentacles and they see the flash, they see the wealth, they see the accomplishment. They don't see when he was in a Page of Pentacles and when he was learning. And they don't see when he was in the Knight of Pentacles and he was being observant and he was developing a plan and he was getting an understanding of the landscape. What they don't see is when he's in his Queen of Pentacles, taking care of his emotions, making sure that he has comfort with his material reality instead of escaping through it. They don't see all that stuff, right? King of Pentacles gets where they are because they're okay with the bumps. They're going to work hard even when other people can't acknowledge their hard work. And so this is a week where you understand how important that is. Be mindful of your mouth. Be mindful of your mouth. And not just because you don't want to let your plans seep into the wrong hands, but because you shouldn't be so dependent on external validation that you need a bunch of people to tell you you're doing right. You should understand that what you're doing is right. And you should stand in the power of that, even if you have to stand in the face of people who don't understand, right? That's your protection. So that is the general reading for the week. Hope that resonates with some of you. I'm going to go into, Bertal says so many changes are taking place so fast. It has been scary, but like going into the unknown, the full strength. Yes, absolutely, Bertal. I can identify with that. I can identify with that quite a bit. Let's see. We're going to go into health and wellness, and then we'll do money, and then I'll take questions from the audience. I don't want to be on here too long tonight. I just wanted to make sure that I got a reading done. Just again, so I don't fall off schedule. Consistency is really important to me. So, Kinetic Gigi says so many changes, crying about money this week. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Kinetic Gigi. If you have any questions during the question section, let me know. Hopefully we can get some answers. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits that walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What do we need to know as we go into this week about our health and wellness? What lessons do we need around our mental, physical, and spiritual health and wellness? What will allow us to have holistic good health? What are the habits we need to release, incorporate, or reevaluate so that we can have balance of mind, body, and spirit? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. Here's the thing. It doesn't help you to over talk about your plans, because people who are dealing with their own projections will manipulate your plans into being something completely different. And it's, rather than being distracted by other people's stuff, it is always safe. It is always the safest thing to do to mind your own business. And you mind your business by believing in yourself, doing the things you need to do. And if you're not seeing the results you need, go to a trusted advisor, definitely. But everybody should know your business. For those of you who do spiritual work, it may be a week, it not maybe, I know for a fact, it is a week where it is really important for you to focus on your cleanses, to really do some cleansing work over your energy, over yourself, particularly your head. If you're dealing with any kind of deficit mindset, any spirit of comparison, anything that's going to make it really, really hard for you to be focused on what it is you need to do for yourself, you want to do some cleanses, because some of you guys are so wrapped up in the spirit of comparison that it's making you sick. Some of you guys are so busy worried over your material reality instead of trusting that things are going to work out that it's making you sick. Five of Pentacles is a card of bad health. It's a card of bad health due to overexposure. It is a card of bad health due to worry and lack mentality. So be careful. Some of you guys worry so much, and you are so used to worry that even when your material reality doesn't represent something where you should be worried, you just worry. You worry when change happens. Now, this is a warning. Five of Pentacles is always a warning, because that poverty mindset can very quickly translate into material poverty if you're not careful. Be very, very careful. Your health is really important. We are going into winter, and we know that winter is always tricky between the seasonal illnesses that come along, between, the government trying to kill us with monkeypox and all this other stuff that they're injecting into the world. Like, just be careful about how you think. and also who you surround yourself with. It's always important to recognize that a Five of Pentacles artwork never shows them alone. They're either with one other person or they're with a group of other people. Are you surrounded by people that are also dealing with poverty mindset? If so, stop that, because that will not only fuck with your mentality and your ability to attract, it will literally physically make you sick. Magician, go into, now's the time, especially, we keep joking about how hot it is in November, but when it gets cold, it's going to be bone chilling cold, right? So dip into your magician bag now. Pull out your healing modalities now. If you don't already have a cough syrup or an elderberry syrup or a hot toddy on deck, this is the week where you got to start making that, right? Um, One of my godchildren is going to be teaching a cough syrup class very soon. So make sure you stay subscribed to this channel. If you are not already a part of the Sacred Roots Facebook group, go ahead and join now, so that way when that class comes along, Monze Bertal can share her gift with you. That way you can make sure that you're well this season and that your kids are well, right? But this is a week where notice the poverty mindset, notice where the deficits are, and take the time to go ahead and start working on your conjure, figuring out what you can do to set yourself up to have good health in spite of those things, right? And as always, we should be listening to the wisdom of the ancestors. Some of you guys move so fast that you need to slow down and listen to spirit, because you're so disconnected from your body that you don't know you're draining yourself. And they will tell us. They will tell us when we need to slow down. They will tell us when we need to fast. They will tell us when we need to, rehydrate. They will do all of those things. But you have to ask them for their wisdom with it. Another thing that I'm seeing, in addition to the weakness of physical health with the Five of Pentacles, is that a huge part of the reasons why some of you guys are dealing with physical health is because you're not processing your emotions correctly. You are either projecting responsibility for your emotions onto other people, or you are neglecting your emotions because you serve so many other people, right? Queen of Pentacles is the emotional nurturer, the therapist, the consult, right? She gives counsel to a lot of people. She holds space for a lot of people. But if she is not careful about how much space she's giving to others, she can very, very easily make herself sick. She can make herself sick. She can make herself depressed. We are going into the winter, and seasonal depression is already a thing, right? Um, the last thing we need to do is go into winter with unprocessed pain, undealt with needs, unmet needs, right? So this is another thing, like really thinking about how your unmet needs may be impacting your physical health. I think a lot of people want to just ignore and brush over and bulldoze and move over, move forward, But just because you jump over a thing does not mean that it's dealt with. And what we resist persists, right? And again, this is heart health issues, right? It's no coincidence that, and Peach Blossom talks about this all the time, it's no coincidence that a lot of Black women in the United States deal with heart health issues, because we have broken hearts, living under the colonialism of the US, dealing with misogynoir, nobody giving a fuck about our feelings, but only being hyper aware of what we can do for them, right? What we don't deal with in terms of our emotions will turn into sickness in the body. So this is not a season to be glossing over your emotions, okay? A lot of times we don't want to deal with emotions because we think that it makes us less of a boss, it makes us less professional. That is all bullshit. That actually brings you closer to being a boss, right? Understanding and being aware of your triggers so that you know how to have ways of dealing with them is something that most people who want to live a King of Pentacles lifestyle have to figure out how to do, right? This is how you get your good reputation. This is how you maintain good favor. All these lessons, right? Knowing how to take care of yourself, being aware of your emotional needs, not being in such a poverty mindset and not allowing yourself to be surrounded by people who have poverty mindset. These are all things that help you build legacy, They bring you closer to achievement, right? So these are things that most of us don't want to do because we've convinced themselves that they're sexy. But in the name of good health, physical health, as well as good reputation and good habits that bring us the bounty we want, these are necessary lessons, right? So this is a week of learning. This is a week of learning. This is a week where we should be really busy with our note taking and writing in our grimoires, right? If you are not learning something about how to take care of yourself, about how to improve your physical health, um, about how to manage that soul body connection. If you're not learning these things this week, then that's a problem, right? You need to be very self evaluative and also taking wisdom from people who are doing the things that you want to do, right? Don't be paying attention to people who have no idea what it is you're trying to build or no respect for it, right? But this is a week of learning. So to summarize this health reading, be careful of what you think, absolutely, but also be careful about who you surround yourself with. If you are surrounded by people who are happy fighting over crumbs, and they're so happy fighting over crumbs that they can't see the bigger picture so that everybody eats, that is only going to make you very, very sick, very, very paranoid, and it's going to distract you from the things that you need to do. And this is a week where not only do we have to be thinking about the future, but we need to be creating magic. We need to be creating potions, remedies for ourselves that will position us for that. If you know that when you have to deal with certain subject matters, it makes you nervous, why haven't you created a head wash for confidence, right? If you know that you and your children get sick with the same kind of cold the same time every year, you need to make something. And again, you're not going to have the clarity to do that if you're surrounded by Five of Pentacles people. If you find yourself in this position where you're just settling for connection, even if it's Five of Pentacles, then there's something going on, Queen of Cups. And you need to find a way to meet that need that's healthy for you so that you're not forcing yourself to be around people that are going to be feeding you doubt, feeding you illness. Okay? That is the health reading for the week. Now let's get into this money reading. Yes, sisters, angels, ascended masters, spirits, walk with me, elevated ancestors. What wisdom do we as a collective need at this time about our relationship to money, how we handle money, how money feels about us, and what we can do to better strengthen that relationship? What can we do to make sure that the flow of money in our life is welcome and abundant? Are there any blockages that we need to confront? If so, how do we do that? What wisdom do we need about the flow of money in our life as we go into these next 7 days? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. If you're enjoying the reading, thank you for Dossie for putting that reminder. And continue to share the link with any other groups you think of. Again, the more people in the room, the better. A lot of times when things feel slow, and I just had this conversation with someone earlier today in a reading. A lot of times when things are going slow or they are not. Hey, Lady Raja Kwame, it's good to see you. Oh, I didn't show you guys. I'm gonna wait till I'm done with this reading, then I'll show y'all my nails because I haven't shown y'all my nails yet. They're new this week. But a lot of times when things are not manifesting as quickly as we would want them to, the way we want them to, when things don't look the way we want to, we think that the answer is to work harder, to move faster, to push through. That is not the answer. Um, Things are not working fast because there's a recuperation that needs to take place in us around our confidence and our beliefs when it comes to money, right? So you're being warned not to overwork this week, not to try to force things. I know a lot of you guys may want to do like prosperity workings this week. I would say this is not a time to be lighting candles or doing lamps or crafting whatever to bring in more money, because more money is not the issue. The money that's coming to you and the opportunities that you've been praying and manifesting for, they're going to come anyway. They're literally right around the corner. The work that needs to be done prosperity wise for you this week is to make sure that you have an aligned understanding of what it is you want for yourself, right? Are your actions showing up in a way that is alignment with what you claim to want for money, right? And I think this is an interesting message with it coming up through the lovers, right? Lovers is Gemini energy. It's the twins. But when it relates to us, it's about us being in alignment with ourselves, right? Seeing ourselves as the twin flame. A lot of you guys are, and this is going to sound corny, but it's a real thing. A lot of you guys have difficulty with money because you're not showing up in the world in a way that's going to keep money to you, right? Money likes to be valued. If the second that you get some money, you loan it to people that you know aren't going to pay it back, or you run out and you waste it shopping for things you know you don't need, then of course money is going to have a hard time sticking to you. So it's not enough to want money. You have to see money for what it is. You have to understand it energetically, and you have to show up in a way where you are welcoming a relationship with it into your life, right? This is like a lot of people. I go through this. This is why I rarely do love work for people. This is why I rarely do it. I have helped people manifest their husbands, and then they've turned around and treated their husbands like complete shit. I wish I was making that up. It's not enough to manifest a thing. How are you treating it when you get it? And if you're not treating it well, you need to look at the areas of emotional confidence that are leading you to not treat your finances well, to not believe that you are worthy of holding on to money. What is it that's making you believe that the second you get a dime in your pocket, you are so unworthy that you have to push it away from you, right? Something is going on in terms of emotional confidence and your ability to retain money. And this is the week that you need to evaluate that. And you need to, I'm going to get to the second row in a minute so I can explain to you why you need to evaluate it this week. But a lot of you guys also waste money on arrogances. And that's another part of the reason why you can't hold on to your money, right? King of Wands, the upside, we think about the upsides, and the upsides are great, right? Confident, charismatic, um, really good ability to talk people into their dreams, win them over. But the downside of a King of Wands is that he can be painfully superficial and painfully invested in dominating people through appearances. Some of you guys waste so much of your money trying to prove that you are better than, or that you are more valuable than the next person. And money don't want to be misrepresented. Again, you have to remember it's a spirit. Money does not like being misrepresented. Money does not like it when people claim that they have more access to it than they do. So this arrogant shit is actually pushing the energy of money away from you. Y'all can say I'm bullshitting if you want to, but I know this intimately to be true, okay? Why is Spirit bringing this up? Because some of you guys are about to see the manifestation of opportunities that you prayed for, that you conjured for, that you meditated for, that you sacrificed for weeks, if not months ago. Those opportunities are about to fall right into your lap. And this is Spirit trying to tell you who you need to be so that those opportunities do not fall through your fingertips, right? Doesn't matter if you asked and prayed to get a grant for your small business. If you get that grant and you are so busy turning around and figuring out how you can spend that money to flash and flex because the world got to know you got that grant, that money is going to slip through your hands. So these are the areas of your life that you need to check in yourself so that when these opportunities come along, they don't slip through your fingertips. Again, the opportunities that are coming to you are not simply just small fixes. They're ones that have the capacity to shift the dynamic and shift the direction of your life. And that's why this conversation around how it is you treat this energy, how you treat this spirit is coming up for you. Because the inability to break the back of those bad habits can really put you in a position where you don't have, you fuck up this opportunity, you fuck up this ability to step into this new chapter, right? And this is, it's funny because this came up in health, but it's coming right back up in money too. Be deliberate with who you talk to about your finances. You may be sitting there thinking that what you make ain't shit, and then what it is that you make is double what the person you're complaining about, the person you're complaining to is making, right? Only have these conversations with people that are equally yoked. Only have these conversations with people that 1,000% want to see you win. This is not a time to invite a whole bunch of energy of doubt around you. People's projections will fuck you up. It's a form of hexing. What do I always say? We manifest and we maneuver energy whether we know we do or not. That's why we need to be trained. Because if this is something we do, whether we have control over it or not, we might as well be responsible and disciplined enough to know how to control it, right? So don't go around complaining to people and saying things, because you never know. You never know who doesn't want to see you win, or who is, counting the coins in your purse. You never know. So don't even give them an opportunity to do that. Keep your circle small. Only talk with the people that you know for certain want to see things turn out in your favor and want to see you win. But this is a week of evaluation when it comes to money. This is about you preparing yourself emotionally in terms of your confidence and your purpose and passion, so that when you get these blessings, you are ready for them. Don't go burn another candle. Don't go light another lamp. Those lamps and candles and those petitions, all that stuff that you've already worked, it's already in motion. This is where you mind your business and get yourself ready for what's to come to you. So stop feeling like you got to push the energy. Stop feeling like you just got to do a whole bunch of crafts and busy work to make stuff come fast. You're not going to make it come faster. And the reason why you're not going to make it come faster is because right now you got to do your personal work to be ready for what's next. Okay. All right, everybody. I am at the end of the general reading. Now I'm going to pause so that I can take questions from the audience. Just full transparency, you guys probably have caught on to it just because it looks so different than it typically does, but I am going live from my phone for the first time. My laptop, she gave up on us. She reached the end of her days over this last weekend. Shout out to my MacBook Pinkie Pie. She's gone on to better pastures. She's no longer with us. I do have a replacement coming soon, but I still wanted to go live from my phone because you guys know consistency means a lot to me, and I didn't want to miss a week. But I am going to take questions from the audience because I am doing this from my phone, and that's not typical of me. Please be patient with me. Miss Renee said, well, your phone has your skin looking flawed. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. Girl, that CoverGirl CC cream does a lot. Tori said that, okay, good. If it looks good, then that's all that matters. I'm really, really grateful. Zena said, wow, I just cut off so many people who have this energy and distance myself. It's a season of that. I feel like everybody I'm talking to is hitting walls with people and realizing that certain energy needs to be released or boundaries need to be set. And it's timely, especially that, like, that Thursday through Saturday, everybody was beefing. That super moon was putting pressure on people. So I'm grateful that I kept myself to myself. Oh, Count Nero said, don't forget to show my nails. Okay. Can you guys see that? You guys see that? It's a little Hello Kitty. It's a little pumpkin spice Hello Kitty on my nails. I love them so much. Shout out to my nail artist, Nails by Will. He's at Nail Muse in Atlanta. Um, yeah, I'm so spoiled by him. Like I take him all kind of ridiculous shit, and he finds a way to put it on my nails. So yeah, it's Hello Kitty. Um, y'all know some of you guys who met me in person know that I really love him. I love Hello Kitty. I have a Hello Kitty tattoo. I'm planning to get more. I love her. I love her so much. Um, but yeah, anybody, if you have any questions, right, send me your text. His name is Will, and he's fantastic. He's amazing. He's one of my favorite people. Um, yeah, I'm ready to take questions from the audience now. For those of you guys who may be tuning in for the first time, I do have my Cash App and my PayPal scrolling below. If people want to send me love offerings, they're welcome to, but they are not a requirement. So if you have a question, please don't hold back from asking it because you fear that you don't have money. That's not the point. This is something that I do every week for people. So if you have it in your heart to give, that's awesome. If you ain't got it right now, hey, you don't got it right now. We've all been there. But make sure that you type out your question and then I'll do my best to get to you, okay? Um, Ami ASMR, I keep having dreams about binging on sugar. Is there a good way for me to wean myself off sweets? Let's see what Spirit has to say. Ancestors, angels, and massive spirits who walk with me, and elevated ancestors, what wisdom does Ami need at this time about their relationship to sugar and sweets? What will help them break the back of this habit? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I forgot to do my updates. I was so busy talking about my nails. Apologies. So the yearly forecast readings are available. Those are a limited offering. I only offer them in the winter. There's a full version as well as a mini version. Full version comes with a natal chart reading as well as 3 tarot spreads. So you get a full, well-rounded reading that includes a look at your astrology for the year and then wisdom that comes from the ancestors about how to navigate your year. The mini version is just 4 tarot spreads because I know everybody doesn't want the natal chart reading. The prices are different to accommodate that. The links are in my description for those. I'm offering discounts on the Ancestral Life Path readings for the month of November. So they are going to be at 25% off until November 30th. Also, everything on my website, you can get 15% off for the entire month of November by using the code GRATITUDE at checkout. There is 1 round of Rich Spirit left for the year. That will be December 9th through the 12th. That is my ongoing prosperity ritual that I do once a quarter to help people remove any financial blockages they deal with, call in and manifest any opportunities, etc., etc., etc. But those are the things that I'm working on. The links to everything is in the description, okay? Ami, I accidentally pulled too many cards on you because I was trying to talk and do that my advert at the same time. So I'm just going to try to very quickly go through all of this, okay? And so let me go back to your question because I forgot it just that quick. Your dreams about the sweets. There's some obvious self-soothing that's happening. And the sweets are a part of that. There's also the fact that you also just don't have a good sleep hygiene routine. So the two of those things need to happen. Nine of Swords, you're dreaming about sweets because you already just have a bad sleep pattern and it's really hard for you to get rest. The Four of Swords talks about a need for you to have better and proper rest. Um, you talk to people pretty much almost till the moment that you go to bed. And even though that is very comforting and it feels good, it's not good for you in terms of sleep hygiene. So one of the ways that you can help yourself curb your cravings for sweets is by making it a point to spend more time by yourself right before bed, because that will help you be much more intentional about your nighttime routine. So making sure that you're drinking like some really good herbal teas, things that don't have sweets in them, that you are putting the sweets away at night. All that is going to be really, really helpful for you. We have the devil card, which is it is an addiction. And we feel silly talking about sugar as an addiction, but it's an addiction. It's just a real one. So that's another thing. Your spirits want you to understand that this is tied to a bigger issue for you. And if you're struggling with it, you shouldn't have any shame around it. In fact, you need to be grateful for the fact that you have this wisdom around it. The other thing that I'm getting, because there are several cups here, is that one of the main things that's going to help you with the sugar addiction is that you're not hydrating enough. So I would challenge you to give yourself maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, where you challenge yourself to consume a gallon of water every day, right? The more water you drink, the more cleansed your palate is going to be. And the more, I mean, if you're full on water, you're not going to be able to fill yourself up on sweets. It's just that simple. So that would be my suggestion for you. Let's see. Zena wants to know if she should move or stay where she is because she's not feeling inspired anymore. Um, let's see what comes up. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits, walk with and elevated ancestors. What does Zena need to know at this time about her dispassion for where she lives? Should she be moving or should she be staying where she is? If she stays, what will allow her to reignite her passion for the work she's in? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. You're welcome, Ami ASMR. I'm a sugar addict too. I don't know what it is. I just, it's like literally genetic. All the women in my family have really, really bad sweet tooths. But I have noticed that when I am focused on hydration, right? When I wake up in my morning every day, and I make it a point to start my day with my celery juice and my chlorophyll water, and I really consume a lot of liquids early in the day, that it helps me avoid eating a whole bunch of sweets. So hopefully that wisdom is helpful for you. So what I'm seeing here, Zena, is that I'm not seeing that you need to leave. I'm seeing that you're not seeing the kind of progress in your field that you saw several years ago, but that's because the field has changed in a particular way. You have a longing to have the same kind of engagement that you used to have. And so there's a nostalgia there that's forcing you to believe that you're doing worse than you actually are. What I see is that you need to tap in and get really clear about what it is that you want, not how well you're doing in comparison to other people, so that you can figure out how it is that you can redevelop that lane for yourself. Because it's like, Two of Pentacles is tightrope energy. So it's like you're feeling pulled between this old understanding of what success is supposed to mean and your current dissatisfaction with the way that things are going. And you're dissatisfied because there's like an elevation and a reinvention that's needed, but you don't have a whole lot of clarity around it. So in order to get out of this Two of Pentacles energy, you need to pull yourself out of the Six of Cups energy. This kind of nostalgic, I need to get back to, because no, we don't go back, we just go forward, right? That comes with you really taking time to get clear about what it is you want to accomplish, how you want to feel based on the work that you do, what's going to help you with that, et cetera, et cetera. And then once you can do that, you will see an increase. You'll start to feel better about the money that you're calling in. And it'll be money that you're calling in that you yourself have control over, instead of money like waiting on the favor or the graces of other people. You will be able to earn more for yourself, right? So I'm not seeing so much the spirit is saying that it's time for you to move from where you are. It's just that there's a reinvention that's needed because the strategies that you used to use to get towards success aren't going to work for you anymore. People forget, even outside of gentrification, cities are living things and they change over time. And I think it's really important for you to confront how the environment you lived in has changed over time and how that requires a change in how you do business. I hope that that makes sense. I'm gonna try to do at least two more before I get off of here tonight. Um, Tashana wants to know, is it a good idea to take steps towards joining a grad chapter? I got you. Zena, let me know if that answered your question or not. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits walk with me. Elevated ancestors. Should Tashana be joining a grad chapter? If so, why? If not, why not? What would be the perks or the deficits of joining? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I'm glad that this week made you feel better, Kinetic Gigi. I was about to do it again. It will definitely give you a foundation and make you feel less isolated. Um, you are somebody who is at your best when you are nurturing other people and allowing other people to nurture you. So this is something that's really going to help you feel aligned through your ability to be vulnerable and to connect with other people through compassion in a way that allows you to step into leadership naturally. You are very shy and you shy away from things. And whether it's grad chapter or undergrad, being in the Divine Nine, you can't really be shy like that. So this will really give you an opportunity to step forward in ways that are comfortable for you and where you're getting your emotional needs and that yet met. It'll help you feel a lot less isolated, which is something that you deal with right now. There's a sadness because you feel disconnected from community. But this will give you a stable foundation to be around other people that are like-minded and who are interested in mutual goal achievement. So I say yes. I think that this would be really good for you, Tashana. I'm gonna do one more, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pop off for the night. Again, I will be back next week on a computer, and it will be a lot different in terms of energy. Okay, so we're just gonna do one more question, and then get out of here for the night. Um, Monique said that they met someone amazing and they quickly connected, and she wants to know if this poly relationship is the one for her. I got you, Monique. Ancestors, angels, ascended masters, spirits walk with me, my elevated ancestors. What does Monique need to know at this time about this potential poly connection that has come their way? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. You are a very welcome, beautiful surprise. I don't know if you want to hear this, but I'm going to say it because it's coming up in the cards. Are they a good person? Yes. But you really want to be careful because it feels good that the connection has come on really, really quick, right? But there's also a potential that you're being love bombed, right? And so your spirits really need you to slow down with this person so that you can feel like you're getting a better understanding of them. There's still some learning about them that needs to take place. You need to give yourself an opportunity. Okay, Kinetic, I will do one more question and I'll address you. Just let me finish this person. Um, you need to spend more time around them, observing from them, learning from them to really understand who they are. Spirit is warning about this is somebody who may have a tendency to become competitive with their partners or to want their partners to show up smaller for them. So everything's really great and lovey and sunny and sensual now. But again, you need to spend more time with this person so that you can see this part of them revealed to you and figure out whether or not it is something you are capable of dealing with. So they're not saying yes or no. They're just saying that you get what you put into a situation. And if you rush into a situation without thinking it thoroughly, you will get haphazard results. That's any situation, but also in relationship. So what I'm seeing here is that this is a good person, but Spirit is warning you about moving too fast because everything feels amazing in the love bombing stage. In the love bombing stage, but you really got to develop and get an awareness of somebody to see how they show up in conflict, because that tells you about whether or not you can be committed to them. So that's what I'm seeing. Kinetic wants to know if they'll get a new contract this week. Ancestors, angels, cinemaster spirits walk with me. Elevated ancestors. Will Kinetic get a new contract this week? If so, what does it look like? Any wisdom shared is deeply appreciated. I cannot take any more questions off after this. I kept saying that I wanted to only have this less than an hour. So please let this be the last question. Um, I will be back next week. I'm here every Sunday. I have several discounts on my website, as well as a discount code. So if you're dealing with something that cannot wait until next Sunday, feel free to book a reading. But this has to be the last question tonight, okay, everybody? Yeah, you will get a new contract this week. It's really important that you move strategically with it, though. You may have to do some negotiating. I do get a sense of dissatisfaction from it. And that's why it's coming up that you're going to have to be able to negotiate, right? Death card, death of an old self, embracing and awakening of a new. So death card typically comes up representing a new opportunity around the corner. Ace of Cups, open heart, receptivity, accepting of new opportunity. So yes. And then the Five of Swords is you're going to have to stand your ground. There's going to be some sort of shift and pull and back and forth. So even though the opportunity is coming, the opportunity itself is not perfect. So you're going to have to be strategic about making sure that it makes you feel good, that you're not feeling like you're losing from it. Okay? So that's what I see. Great to see everybody. Thank you all so much for being here. I think we had a decent turnout, even though I'm having tech issues. Next week, invite more people. Make sure you're inviting people. Make sure, if you are not already a part of the Sacred Roots Facebook group, that you click that link below and join the group. That's where you'll be able to keep up with all the things that I'm working on, that my godchildren are working on. When we do our movie nights, you'll be able to join us. That's the easiest way to stay in touch. The weekly forecast, not weekly, the yearly forecast, the 2025 forecast readings are available. If you can book it now, do so. Everybody wants to wait and push it off. It will not be available after the second week of the first year of the next year. So please book it while you have the time, because the time does go quickly and it won't be always available. Okay. And if you want to get some additional savings off of it, you can use the code gratitude at checkout by going to soleilconjureshop.com. Okay. I want everybody to have an amazing night, and I will see you next week. Take care. Bye.